Brando gang, it's your boy Brando back with another video. We back with Swiggy Me, Conquest, the Viltrumite Crashout. If y'all all seen season 3, episode 8 of Invincible, y'all know what we finna have in store. So, before we get into it, welcome back. How y'all day going? It's kind of hot today, but let's get into it. Don't start this shit. No, bro. What the fuck?
Season and shows all of us why Mark should change his name from Invincible because he gets beat like he's nowhere near invincible. You had Omni-Man beat him within an inch of his life in season 1. Anissa beat him so hard that a punch from her shattered his goggles in season 2. But boy, this season Mark got dragged by the biggest crash out of all the Viltrumites. This man is so terrifying that other Viltrumites won't be his friend because he's too unstable. A race of warriors that weeded each other out to only keep the strongest are scared of him. He don't even have a real name. They named him after his job because he's just that good and gave him a goddamn infinity gauntlet. Coming in at 100% lean muscle, chaos, and debauchery. Ladies and gentlemen, today I present to you Conquest, and this is his story. So we start right after the Invincible War while Mark is out helping cities to recover. And while he's over there wallowing in his own self-pity, Conquest pulls up and is like, "Stand ready for these hands, boy." And Conquest came in stanced up with a glove already in a fist. But what he didn't know is that all Mark wanted to do was hit something as hard as he could. But what Mark didn't know is that Conquest started smiling because unlike Anissa, who came trying to talk and be reasonable, even though she was about to pop this girl's neck, Conquest came here for one reason, and that was strictly to beat anything that could make a fist. So they start scrapping, and the force of their punch is enough to shatter buildings. And thank God Powerplex ain't out here, because we all know he'd be over here ready to spread the word of Invincible slander, because once again, a city is getting leveled by a Viltrumite fighting Mark. So obviously, like every other time Mark fights a Viltrumite, he gets put on his back.
This guy's a great big phony!
And
Look, hear me out. I know why they call him Invincible. Mentally, he there. Because I would have been crashed out all the shit. Like, he made Peter Parker look like shit. Man. Angel shit, the way his story is. Mentally, he invincible. Physically, hell no. Not yet, at least, but every season, all through the season, he get his ass whooped. He heal faster now. Like, if you notice, he heal way faster than before.
Conquest is just standing over him like, "You see, boy, Anissa would probably be telling you how we could turn this place into a utopia. How you'd be crazy to resist. But the truth is, boy, I want you."
Why he sound country? He don't do Jeffrey Dean Morgan like that.
To resist. I ain't here to spread peace. I'm here because the warmth of blood on my fist excites me.
You're a victim!
And in the middle of his monologue, Mark slams the man through building after building just to somehow still end up with the man's hand around his neck.
You're a great big phony, you know that?
But now, Conquest is excited. The man blood is boiling. He wants that action, and Mark proceeds to start punching this man so much that they end up in space. But this is where I knew that I was not familiar with Conquest game, because the man is smiling at Mark. He just loved that he in the game. And then he proceeds to make a spit bubble of his own blood, shapes it into a heart to show that he loves this shit for real, and breaks it just to proceed to try to meteor slam Mark back into the earth. But luckily, This season, Mark is a little stronger, so he stops himself from being chokeslammed back into the earth. But notice how I said a little stronger, because Conquest proceeds to punch that man so hard that he sleeps him through another building, and I don't know if we even in the same city at this point. All I know is that Mark is over there getting waxed. So Mark's family is at home watching him get bodied on live television. Shout out to the cameraman. And Oliver decides to try to run his happy ass over there to help Mark. And I can't even fault Debbie, because I mean, if Oliver didn't show up, Mark probably dies like right here. But Oliver definitely ain't nowhere near ready for this demon. He think cause he helped drop one of them Invincibles that he can stand up to a real Viltrumite. And you know what?
The more you fuck around,
the more
you're gonna find out.
So Mark is over there trying to get up and recover. Man is coughing up blood. He know he in over his head. But unlike Omni-Man, who at least stopped and talked a few times trying to convince Mark to join the Viltrumites, Conquest came in like a speeding bullet and blitzed Mark so hard that he leveled the city. And Oliver really flying in watching this like he about to do something. Youngin, you not ready. He literally watching Conquest ping pong Mark around the world and drag him through city number 3 into an exploding tanker. And you think you can do anything to stop this demon?
Come on, man.
So as Conquest is speeding toward him trying to continue the slaughter, Mark tries to reason with him. But before the man can even get a word out, Conquest grabs him by the mouth and says, "Do you think your name Naruto, boy? You think you can talk no jujutsu your way out of this? I'm having the time of my life. Now look, boy, listen. Don't give up.
The fact that he was telling him you could do it while cleaning him up is diabolical.
You do this. Just throw them hands. Was that a fly that hit me? Somebody hand me my swatter. It's going Boy, he hit Oliver so hard he bounced off the concrete in rotation. And I don't even feel bad for him, because I told him,
the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
So Mark is trying to tell Oliver to go home, and Oliver is convinced they can beat him, even after he just served that man like a volleyball. And while Mark is over there trying to get Oliver to leave, Conquest blitz Mark through more buildings and starts asking him where his heart is. Man sounded like Thor when he was fighting Kratos. So Mark proceeds to headbutt the man at full speed and then starts teeing off on the man in the middle of the street, beating that man face in. But the scariest part about this, Conquest ain't even phased. He eating them punches for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And while all this is going on, Cecil is over there panicking because Conquest could beat Omni-Man and Anissa, and he is dragging Mark. And Eve wakes up from getting beat in the Invincible War, and after seeing what Conquest over there doing to her man, she out for blood too, because Conquest is over there slinging Mark around like a rag doll through buildings, slamming him into the ground. And while he busting Mark's head in, bodies is dropping in the midst of all of that. That man was over there like,
that's too easy.
And after he drags Mark, he tells him that the only disappointing part about all this is that he won't be able to see the look on his dad's face when he tells him that he killed him.
You're a victim.
And this is where Oliver is about to finally find out, because he comes in and kicks Conquest off of Mark and still believes that just because Conquest is old that they can jump him and win. And Mark, being the only smart one over there, is still trying to tell him, get up out of here, you not built for this. So in the middle of Mark trying to convince him to leave, Conquest blitzes Mark again and pimp slaps him into a building, telling him to take a break. And then
Look, he had his hand ready before he even... Mark should have seen that coming, though.
proceeds to hit Oliver so hard that he had him spitting up blood and most of his teeth. And then he grabs Oliver and is about to rip him in half, and while he is pulling him apart, he says, I wonder what your heart tastes like, boy. I'll find out after I rip your rookie ass in half. You thought you was built for this, huh? Now look at you, crying for mercy. But you wanna know the plot twist, youngin'? Mercy fears me.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
And as Oliver is about to get turned into Mark's half-brother for real, Mark blitz Conquest and leaves Oliver over there fighting for his life. Next time, when we tell you go home, take your ass home. So as Conquest is over there skipping Mark across the water, he does something to Mark that I can only compare to the train scene in season 1, but worse. Because he grabs Mark by his neck and speeds through the beach so fast that
Okay. Nope, I'm gonna ask.
everybody gets ripped from the force of Conquest coming through. Oh my God, everybody is dead. And then right after this, he drags Mark through city number 4, slams Mark through building after building and person after person.
Question. Do all Viltrumites use each other as like meat shields? I think that's a common thing in all Viltrumites, because man, Mark's face got more bodies than his hands do. Like, it's crazy.
Conquest had at least a 200-person kill streak in a matter of 5 seconds. But boy, this next body was not about to be pretty, because after Mark finally gets Conquest off of him, Eve shows up to help Mark, and if you remember what happened to her like yesterday, so Mark is staring and getting sad because he knows that Eve definitely not built for this. But just like when Conquest slapped Mark into a building to whoop Oliver, he breaks the man's legs so he can whoop Eve. That man's hands is rated E for everybody. But I gotta admit, Eve was giving that man a run for his money. I mean, I never thought she would win, but she was beating that man with them pink weapons. Girl even put on a Power Ranger suit specifically to beat his ass. But you know, it's Conquest. And when he finally gets his hands on Eve, he surgically removes the suit from her body, busts the mouth off that girl, and then rips her stomach out in front of Mark.
Fatality.
He just killed Mark's woman in front of his face. And while Mark is crying because he just lost the love of his life, this man, Conquest, is over there licking her blood off his hand like it's a trophy.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
But this is when Mark has a Gohan moment. Man levels up to Super Invincible and tells that man, and I quote, "I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how fast you are. I can see the future, and you don't live to see tomorrow." And after he says this, he charges at Conquest and punches Conquest Infinity Gauntlet so hard that it shatters his hand and the goddamn gauntlet, and then proceeds to tee off on that man with a broken arm and leg. Mark then channeled his inner Midoriya, and in the middle of Mark laying into that man, Conquest grabs him and tries to stop him, and I kid you not, Mark bit the man's shoulder off. Mark has gone goddamn feral. So Mark is over there scrapping with Conquest, and in the middle of him beating Conquest's head into the dirt, he notices that Eve has started to transcend space and time over there. Girl done turned into pure energy. But while he noticed it, apparently Conquest didn't, because Conquest puts him on his back and then starts giving him his life story. I am lonely, boy. My people won't even talk to me because they scared of me. I conquer. I kill in the name of this goddamn empire, and they won't even be my friend because I'm too unstable, too crazy. I can't even have my own name. My name is what I'm good at. I could cry, but nobody would care. So you know what, boy? Take that to your grave with your daddy. And right as he's about to kill Mark, Eve blasts the clothes and skin off him. And you know what? That wasn't even enough to kill him. The man is literally a monster. So Mark starts punching him in his face again, and Conquest breaks his other arm. But that ain't enough to stop Mark, because you know what Mark does in the midst of all of this? He headbutts him over and over and over and over again until the man was looking like Angstrom at the end of the last season. And that was the end of Conquest. And you know what? Mark finally beat a Viltrumite, got some Eve cheeks later that night, and decided he got to start killing folks who harm his loved ones. Wait, he ain't dead? But anyway, subscribe if you're new. Watch this video next. And until next time, stay sweet, baby.
Okay. Good video. I would still headbutted him until his shit was like Glenn shit off of Walking Dead. I ain't even, it hurts to say that. But if you like the video, make sure you like the video, comment on the video, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the post notification bell so you don't miss no upcoming videos that I will be posting. I'll catch y'all in the next one.